Good morning, everybody. Happy Throwback Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm going to announce my apron immediately instead of halfway through something and then digress. So we're changing locations. We're bouncing around to try and combat the sun. But if our biggest problem is how bright we appear, and this is primarily on Facebook. So anybody on Facebook, we know we're bright, but it's literally the only way I'm ever going to appear bright.
Oh my God.
So I'll take it. No, tomorrow we have shade cloth up, new shade cloth in our old area in Tropicals. So we're going to move back there. So bear with us. We don't have too much to write on the board today anyway. Not very science-y today. Today is more about the aesthetic appeal and, you know, small space challenges. We're actually thinking about coming up with a small space challenge, but that's very far down the road if we can even think of it. However, what we do want to mention is we did a poll. If you guys remember, we discussed annual, biennial, perennial. And we discussed, you know, we had two biennials very handy, two very popular ones. And the one chosen by you to give away was the poppy.
Yay!
Yeah, and who doesn't love poppies? So that's the one we're giving away. We're giving away a poppy, and you're giving it away tomorrow, aren't you?
So I'm gonna put it up on our social media today, so Facebook and Instagram, and then we're gonna give it away live on Hawaiian Shirt Friday.
I always love doing that.
Right?
That's our first live giveaway
Yes!
too. We are so far behind the game on giving stuff away. I'm like randomly looking around, what can I give away? Who wants my apron? Do you want my keys?
There you
They're
go.
on the floor now. That was smooth. Okay, I'm moving right along. Beautiful weather, bit of rain tomorrow, but then a beautiful weekend. And we can all handle a little bit of rain on a Friday if it means a beautiful Saturday, Sunday. Plus, we're cranking that moisture in to the point now where, very selfishly, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm like, enough moisture, my grass is growing and I don't want to cut it.
Yeah.
So I am, moisture. But it's a good thing. It really is. You know, after the droughts and heats that we've been having over the past few seasons, getting this early moisture into the ground, getting that saturation point. You know, we spoke about this, about bud break, the trees and shrubs, those buds get encased and they really need that moisture for the roots to push it up, to get that leaf to explode for the photosynthesis. So this is all good things. Bright, hot days, then a bit of rain, then bright, hot days. You can't ask for better spring conditions. Hopefully it dials back a bit in the summer. And I really hope it doesn't rain on July 31st in Vancouver.
In Vancouver?
In Vancouver. I hope it's Suncouver that day.
Yeah, me too.
That can rain the other days, but that day we need it to be warm.
Yeah.
Because Bradley's getting married.
Yay!
I would say like Bradley's getting married and Bradley too. We love Brad too.
I
Bradle, love Bradle. Anyway, let's get to the point. The sun makes us happy and goofy. And later today, we're doing a webinar workshop with the city of Calgary for some kids. So we grew them a bunch of spider plants. We're going to teach them how to plant that. But today, so we took a little break. We talked about small space, then we did some planting. Now we're going to talk about our small space challenges. And we discussed, you know, when you're looking at a small space, all the different things you have to consider. But the challenges that we really, really are going to face, and I said I wasn't going to use the board, but I'll write everything in black, which is boring and I don't like it, but it show up.
Appreciate it.
Exposure. Okay. Now, a lot of small spaces, they tend to be tucked away. They tend to be in a corner. It's utilizing a deck or a little patio. And they can be either way, is that you can get a lot of shade, okay, or you can get full sun. And in some areas that I've worked in, it might be next to like white siding or light gray or something like that. And you're getting the sun just reflected, so direct sun plus all the reflected sun, which by its very nature rockets the heat up. So dealing with those two becomes a massive challenge, because if you remember what we were saying the other day, these pots, these hanging baskets, A wood pot. Okay, so this is going to give you instant color, but in a full sun area with the wind hitting this, the good drainage in the bottom, this is, and the plants drinking because they're photosynthesizing like you wouldn't believe. This is going to dry out real quick. You might be watering this twice a day. So that's what you need to consider is, do you have the time and the capability to do that? Are you set up for that? Because if you're not, let's think of something else. Let's do something else. And the same with the wood one, if you remember, wood is naturally going to wick water into itself and it's going to dry out. Now you go to a shade area, these will dry out quicker than a plant in the garden in the shade area, but not as much. However, shade areas, they tend to be a little darker. It's the very nature of being in the shade. If we were in the shade right now, I wouldn't be so bright on Facebook. See how that works? See, I tied it all in. So what we're often looking to do in those areas is brighten it up, is to lift it. Now in a garden, that's not so hard. People come to me with a shade area. If they want to brighten it up, some people, they don't care. They just want something in there. But if they're looking to brighten it up, my go-to is the Ivory Halo Dogwood. It's got a pale green leaf with a variegated white edge on it. And it gets nice and tall, it gets nice and full, loves the shade, and it can brighten it up. And then you can augment that with some Solomon Seal, some woodruff, lily of the valley, beautiful green leaves, white flowers, and then the white and the green gives you good contrast, and the white really pops in a shady area. So we're on a deck, say a porch, a balcony, anything like that. And now we have a shade area. So my sister's condo is a great example. She loves her flowers, she loves being outside, but her condo faces north. And she's already asked me, what are we going to do? And I've already said, that sounds like a you problem, not a me problem.
No, you didn't. Oh my goodness.
Help literally everybody but my sister. No, of course I didn't. I love my sister. She's awesome. Hi, Vix. But I told her immediately, don't worry. Like don't even give it a second thought. Tell me what colors you're going for. Don't tell me the plants, because the plants you pick may not work, but tell me the colors you want and we will make them work. So what we want to do is, we want to brighten this up. Full sun, we all know there's any number of plants and herbs you can grow in full sun that are going to do great. Or, this one here, I'm going to move this one up. This is new. I just grabbed this because it was pretty and I wanted to show it off. But, these two right there, great in full sun. Two plants I love, which is why I grabbed them. But any number of plants are going to do well as long as you can keep up with the watering. That's your main challenge in full sun, is the moisture. And I recommend fertilizing in full sun as well, simply because of what I said. That photosynthesis is cracking. You give it enough water, it's growing. It's going to take a lot of energy. It's full tilt all the time in an area like that. And you want to make sure with fertilizer, it's nice and hardy, it's robust, in case you don't get to watering in time. And it happens. No judgment. Life gets busy. You can have all the plans, and then suddenly you realize, oh no, we're out of coffee. I got to go to the grocery store afterward. I've got to go visit this person. Or something happens. Kids' hockey game. Hopefully nothing bad. I'm naming only good things like getting coffee, because bad things happen in life too, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the flowers. So it's good things right now. But we all know things can get busy. The more robust your plant is with correct waterings and fertilizers, the better it's going to be able to take those adverse conditions. So that's a challenge you really want to think of in full sun, is robust plant, moisture, then the sun will do the rest. The sun will get that growth happening, it'll be popping. But now we go the other way in the exposure, into the shade. May not need to water as much, that's a good thing. But on the flip side of that, be careful on overwatering. A lot of times people go, oh, well, I have to water this twice a day, I have to water this twice a day. Never make the assumption, stick your finger in the soil. I'm assuming if we're doing this, we don't mind getting dirty. So, doing the moisture test, stick your finger in, came out, that's nice and moist, I'm good to go. By the way, I'm not one of those people, I've never understood that, people who hate the word moist. Maybe it's because I've gardened and I'm just used to saying it. but like that's apparently the most hated word.
Yeah.
It's moist. It's bizarre to me. I don't get it. There's tons of words I hate, like having to work on the weekend.
Yeah.
There's a string of words that I'm not a big fan. Weather forecast, 80% chance of rain on the weekend, 4-degree high. I don't like that. If somebody's like, your weekend, moist. I'll be like, that just sounds wrong, but okay. But anyway, you want to brighten up a dark area. So just for fun, I went with these in front of us. So we have our thriller, and what I never touched on, you can mix and match your thriller. I've got geraniums and begonias together. They'll love it. They'll be fine. And I decided to go with a Canada theme. Go Flames go in the playoffs, and Canada men's soccer qualified for the World Cup. I really hope they come second. I hope England come first.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, always got to be England. I can't help myself, but I hope Canada comes second.
Yeah,
I really do. I couldn't be happier for them. So I wanted to do a Canada theme. All of these plants will do amazing in the shade, and it instantly gives you pop. It gives you contrast. Using a pot like this, a white pot, a lot of times we'll see pots and they'll be black or charcoal. You're putting that into a shady area. Now, if you want a shady nook and you want it all to be, very dark and subdued, go for it. Again, remember, no right or wrong, no one size fits all. Do what you want. But what I'm focusing on is a lot of times people want, especially in a shady area, especially, I can see why we got rid of these aprons. Especially in a shady area, especially after the window, we want color, we want brightness. So a nice white pot, good rustic design, and then reds and whites with it is going to give you a great pop. You'll still have dark with the leaves, comfy help. That's how it's going to process. But all of these together, even the fillers have got a brightness to them, and they'll pick up all the reds. And then a red and white spillet cascading down, that is going to brighten the area up. And I just grabbed these colors. There's light pinks and there's whites, and we all know geraniums come in a plethora of colors, and you can have that filled, and you can really, really go with pinks and purples, yellows, the Creepy Jenny, the one I always go to, that works good in the shade. We had that in one of our shade pots last year. So you're not limited. Don't get hung up on a plant. You may go, oh, I have to have a sunflower. If your area is full shade, I'm sorry, you can't. Okay, I wish you could, but we can get you other yellows. We can work with it. We can get colors. So what you have to think here is you may have to change your approach. And you might have to be like, well, my sister, she loves sunflowers. There's a number of plants she loves. She ain't gonna get them. But we're gonna get her stuff. We're gonna grow her herbs, because that's another one I get. People go, oh, well, I'm in a shady area. What can I grow? Mint, lettuce, spinach, kale, dill is a good one. There are herbs and veggies that can grow. A pot this big, I would easily grow 3, no problem, but I would probably go with 5 heads of lettuce in this. 5 spinach. I wouldn't do any more. 5 is going to be pushing it. I would do 4 and 1 in the middle, but I could easily get lettuce growing in this. You could fill it with mint. Great thing about mint is all the different size leaves and the different colors. You can put them together. There's variegated mints. They can all work. Have fun with it. I wouldn't put anything in a pot with mint, because mint can be very invasive. But if you've really got a limited area, take a pot like this and do spinach, kale, lettuce. There you go. No problem. Maybe some dill in there as well. And now you've got a mixed salad bowl. You can do a green bowl, things like that. So you can definitely grow things in there. You just have to be aware of the challenges you're facing, such as the exposure, how dry it's going to get, can you fertilize? And if you're going to do hanging pots, and this happens all the time, we see people come in, and quite often I'm like, didn't I just see you? They've planted their hanging basket, they've hung it up, they love it, and now they realize that they don't have a hose wand and they can't reach it. So think ahead. A little bit of planning goes a long way. I mean, we love seeing you. You want to come back twice, 10 times? No problem on us. However, I get it. When I'm in planting mode, I don't want to be running to the store. I want to plant. get everything done, then lie on the hammock with a lemonade and be like, this is all right. I don't want to be running back because I forgot something. So that kind of focuses on the challenges we're going to be facing. We know what we're looking at. I hope it gives everybody some ideas and helps you understand shade and sun, fertilizer, drying out, all of that good stuff. You know, and we've even got hooks. You're like, oh, well, I want to put up a basket like this, but you have nothing. Literally 2 screws into some wood, put your basket on it, and away you go. Okay, just make sure your screws are at a good depth. If you don't know, ask a professional for weight. You don't want this ripping out. You don't want to lose your basket. There's all kinds of ways to combat this. So have fun, everybody. Can't wait to see you all tomorrow for Hawaiian Shirt Friday. Always the best day of the week. We have a webinar coming up on Saturday, designing a planter. So I can't wait to be doing that. Anybody has any suggestions on what they want me to do? I'm all ears. Makes no difference to me. We'll run with it. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Enjoy the sun. We'll see you all tomorrow. Bye now.
Bye.